What is going on, everyone? Welcome to our Saturday, July 20th edition of our MLB live stream. Going to get into five plus MLB games today. One of them we're going to be covering is a doubleheader with the Braves and Cardinals. Real quick, we did have NCAA football come out. That's been a hot topic in the social media world and the sports world the past couple of weeks, or leading up to Monday when it came out. I officially got it yesterday. I've been grinding my road to glory. Ace, I'll kind of explain to you how I started. So, it's pretty realistic.
You can tell you've been playing it. Look at this guy; he's ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. But right back downstairs and play. I have a college football playoff game today. Big game against Texas. But it's so my freshman. I made a quarterback. I just did a 5-star recruit for my first one because I want to see how it is. My next one, I'm gonna do probably a 2 or a 3-star and go to a shitty school and try to do the transfer portal up. So what I did was my freshman year, I went to Pitt. West Virginia wasn't interested. They have Garrett Green. They have Garrett Green, who's rated a 90 overall. I was going to go in and be a third string. I'm like, I want to fucking play. So I go to Pitt, 9-3, win a bowl game, miss the college football playoff. We were the 18th ranked team in the nation. So I transfer. I'm like, fuck this place. I'm out. Go to Ohio State just based on NIL opportunities. There's a couple schools where the NIL opportunities literally just say hi. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I signed with them, I got 5 NIL things. I don't really know what the NIL stuff does yet. I don't know if it helps you make your guy better faster or what. But went to Ohio State, just finished my sophomore year. We went 10-2. Tough losses to who was it? Washington and Michigan, both on the road.
All right, good teams though.
Yeah, tough team. Tough 2 top 5 matchups. They were both hard games, and it was one of those games. When you play those games where you just do the offense and the other team scores every fucking time they get the ball. It's like they want you to lose a game.
Were you in their stadium too?
Yeah, I was at Michigan and at Washington both times.
So it's rocking,
dude. It was, that's the one thing. In Madden when the pressure meter gets up.
The
screen, dude. Momentum. The screen shake in NCAA, you don't even know what play you picked. It's so the plays are going all over the place. It's a mess, but I mean it's they definitely did a really good job on it. But got a big college football playoff game today against Texas. We better win that, or I might be on my way out of Columbus with the Ohio State Buckeyes. But the goal is to get back to West Virginia at some point. But I did win the Heisman this year, Offensive Player of the Year, all that shit. Not a big deal. Yeah, not a big deal. 33 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, 3 interceptions. Not a big deal. But I got to get a stream out at some point, probably for this game. I might do it today. I don't really have shit going on today, so stay tuned and see if I do that. But we do have a big full MLB slate. MLB got back yesterday.
Back to the MLB.
That was a little bit longer of a break than it felt like, felt like longer of a break than it actually was, I guess I'd say. But we got 5 games picked out on the slate here. We're going to start with our 1A and 1B, I guess you'd say. Getting the doubleheader with the Cardinals and Braves. Game 1 is Kyle Gibson versus Charlie Morton. Series is in Atlanta. Braves are -134 on the money line, -1.5, +152, and the over/under at 9.
Yeah, and it's pretty interesting, these two teams. I mean, with the Braves losing Ronald Acuna and Spencer Strider, I mean, Mackey expected them to stick around, and they did. They're one of the top wildcard teams out in the NL, and they're sitting at 53-42. In a good spot to make a little run here. Maybe they make another move to bolster that roster with the guys they've lost. And then the Cardinals, who would have thought that they're sitting at 50-46? They're right in the thick of everything. The NL Central, the NL wild card. I know game 1's a little bit more leaning towards the Braves with Morton going against Gibson, but Gibson's having a great year, 7-3 on the year. And then game 2, almost an even money line there, -115, -105. I'm seeing with Gray versus Elder. So 2 crucial games. I'm guessing we're going to see a split. I don't think that there's a sweep here. But if the Braves are able to get game 1 done, I don't know. I like Bryce Elder. I think he's got a lot of potential. I like the under in that later game. First game, a little nervous. I kind of like that Cardinals money line at the +$ sign. I don't know what you're thinking here.
Yeah, I kind of like the under in the first game, the 9, with Gibson and Morton going on the bump. I leaned on that under. I don't know if I'll end up taking it. I kind of like the Braves to win the game, at least game 1 with Morton on the mound. He's usually one of their guys that, especially when he goes at home, I feel like that team kind of rallies around him. But I'll lean on the Braves in the under in this game 1 matchup. The game 2, we might as well just kind of jump to that as well while we're on this topic, like you said. Braves a little bit less of a favorite in this one, -110, -106 for the Cardinals. The
Great
over/under
pitching matchup.
for game 2 is 8.5 instead of 9. I think if either team's going to go 2-0 today, I think the Braves have a better chance.
They do have a better chance, I agree. But Sonny Gray going in the second game, definitely not going to be an easier one. One good sign for the Cardinals, too, going into today. They have a few of those lefty pats that have a lot of pop to them. Nolan Gorman, Brendan Donovan, Alec Burleson. So they get to go against two righties today, Morton and Elder. I'd like to see them step up. Maybe we see those old guys like Arenado and Goldschmidt do something in a doubleheader. I know that's asking a lot from them. But then on the other side, you have Ozuna coming off that home run derby in the All-Star game. A lot of other great elite bats on that roster, too. So we'll see. It's tough to bet the under when there's a lot of talent on both sides, but I do like it almost in both games, honestly. I think that there's 4 good pitchers going
Plus,
today.
anytime there's double headers, I feel like the runs are kind of scarce anyway. There's usually one of the games sometimes blows
One
up, but I feel
snaps,
like
the other one stays low.
most of the time it's game 1 and game 2. Like you'll see like a 4-1, 3-0 game. Like
You know, it's that, but crazy thing is when they do blow up, it's when you see the bullpens come in. But I think all 4 of these
Yeah.
starters should be able to go at least 5 minimum, up to 5 to 7 innings today. They can eat a chunk of the game. So I do like the under in both of them. I think this is going to be a highly contested game. If the Cardinals can somehow pull off the road sweep, they're 1 game back of the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that? Not me. I think they split on today. I think I got the Braves in game 2 and the Cards in game 1, but not too confident in either. I just think it's going to be a great matchup between these two that are hoping to get into the playoffs this year.
yeah, I definitely could see St. Louis win this game. I'm probably going to avoid a side on this one.
Yeah, in the second game, I like Gray, and I like that one a bit more, but I don't see a good plus sign. This first game, Kyle Gibson sitting at 7-3, Charlie Morton at 5-5. I think Elder's better than Morton. I think Gray's better than Gibson, but I think if Gibson can keep his first half success rolling in that plus 115 money line shop around, maybe find a little bit higher. That's one of the nice things to see. That under in the first game is at plus sign too, so definitely some good lines here for you if you want to touch a doubleheader. I personally don't touch them too much, but going to be fun ones to watch.
Yeah, those would be there's definitely be good games, especially that later one. I'll probably watch that. But we'll get into our second game. Phillies at the Pirates. Pirates get a walk-off win in the 9th inning yesterday. It was a big comeback. They were down 7-4. Ended up winning the game. I think it was 8-7. But Pirates come into this one a plus 142 home underdog with the Phillies minus 168 over under at 8.5. It's Christopher Sanchez versus Luis Ortiz. Which way do you go on this one? Do you think Philly evens up the series?
Honestly, I like the over in this game. I think there's a lot of runs again that over hit yesterday. I know that Sanchez and Ortiz both have sub-3 ERAs, which is kind of surprising for me in the first half. Both of them sitting a few games over 500 on their record too. Sanchez at 7-4 and Luis Ortiz at 4-2 respectively. I don't give too much respect to either of these guys though. I know they had great first halves, but I think these offenses are able to get rolling today. My favorite play would be that over 8.5. And I love the Phillies usually, but even on that run line, you're still looking at a minus play. If anything, I'd lean the Pirates on that plus so they can grab another one. But do they sweep or take the series in the first 2 against the Phillies? Not too sure. I'm going to go with the over. That's my play here. But give me a little bit of insight. What do you think the Phillies and Pirates are going to look like? What does your team got to do to get the job done today?
I think, I mean, especially what they did yesterday. They every time I feel like every time we play the Phillies, the game starts. It was 3-0 at the top of the first, like, and we still win the game. Like you minimize that, that's an 8-5, 8-4 game. I mean, pending the Pirates still score all those runs, but yeah, like you said, Ortiz is 4-2 with a 2.84 ERA. On Sanchez 7-4 with a 2.96 ERA. I do kind of lean on there to be runs today. I think the Pirates could handle this. They usually play up to teams like this, especially in this kind of spot coming off the All-Star break. Teams rested. I'm gonna lean on the Pirates here to get another win today. Steal the series at home in 2 games. I don't know who's pitching tomorrow, but to go for the sweep. But I'm gonna lean on the Pirates here to get a win today. I like the value of plus 142.
Yeah, you're talking about what's crazy is coming out of the break. We had to see Martin Perez for you guys yesterday, Luis Ortiz today, and then Gonzalez for you tomorrow. So a few more days until we get back to that star-studded rotation that you have.
Yeah.
This
And
whole
Jones
Phillies
is still
series,
hurt.
it'd be crazy if you can get through the Phillies series and win the series with the 3 starters you threw out against one of the best teams in baseball.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not even going with any of our top 3 guys against them. That's when I was like, don't we want to win this series? But then we win yesterday. I'm like, I know how the Pirates work. They could lose this game 10-2.
Yeah, but what could be interesting though is if they're able to grab this game today, hit their 50th win, and the predictions ring true for you with the Braves stealing both against the Cardinals today, then you guys will be tied with the Cardinals with one
Yeah.
more game before that series starts between each other on Monday.
Oh shit! I didn't even realize it's the next team we play.
Yeah, it's a very interesting day today if you're a Cardinals or a Pirates fan, because if the Cardinals are able to make any noise, they can stretch that lead a little bit more, especially if the Pirates end up dropping one where
And
they're pretty big underdogs.
if the Pirates get a win today and the Braves go 2-0 and the Cardinals go
Yeah,
0-2, that's
you're
huge.
with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You're right there with them, and that sets up a pivotal
I
series
didn't
on
even
Monday.
realize that. Yeah.
So a very important day for Pirates fans, Pittsburgh baseball season. I mean, this could be one of the biggest days of your season right now.
Me and Mackie were talking on the podcast this week how hard the Pirates schedule is. But then he sent us that graphic with the Red
Yep.
Sox of the hardest. Pirates. This is their month of July. Philly, Cardinals, at the Diamondbacks, at the Astros.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get the first series win against the Phillies under their belt, and they're in a prime spot to take on those Cardinals and potentially jump them in the wild card race.
I was gonna say because that's when we're getting. It says it's undecided, but I bet Skeens goes Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, Skeens and Keller, we got to think they're up. Maybe you get another start out of Quinn Priester. The young guy started pitching well in his last one.
It says Perez is going Wednesday.
Later in the week. Yeah, he's definitely locked in. I bet you we see Priester again. I wouldn't be surprised to see Skeens and Priester go.
Skeens is going to be Monday or Tuesday. Probably Tuesday. That'd be a week from the All-Star game.
Priester, we were talking about him really stepping back up. What do you go 7 innings in his first start coming off the IL? I know he hasn't pitched since early last week, but he's pretty due to get.
Do you know? I feel like you pay attention to this kind of shit more. Do you know when Jones is coming back?
I thought he was on the 15-day IL, so he's probably later next week. Let me read real quick. I want to see if he's got to require a.
Like it doesn't even say it on ESPN that he's injured.
He's going to begin throwing after the All-Star break. Ben Sherrington said that. He's expected to. I haven't seen an update. He's in Florida rehabbing from a grade 2 lat strain. Yeah, he's pretty far away. Hopefully he'll return at some point in August. So he could be even out until potentially September.
If they're out of the playoffs, he won't pitch the rest of the season.
Yeah, which is a tough scene for him. He was having a great season alongside Skeens too. Really,
literally this month decides if he comes back from that injury.
But it opens up the door for a guy like Quinn Priester, who is a high prospect. I know you talk about him. They have that guy Bubba down in the minor leagues. Braxton Ashcraft, he just went on the IL down in your minor leagues. You got a lot of good, interesting young prospects. It paves the way for them. A big opportunity for someone to step into that role. But I'd like to see some more of those younger guys rather than Gonzalez and. I know Ortiz and Perez have been pretty
decent, Falter's hurt right now too.
Yeah, and he's allegedly on his way back too. I think I saw that one. Let me see if I have an update on him for you.
I saw an estimated return date for him of July 22nd. So
he threw a live batting practice session on Thursday. He probably requires a couple rehab stints. I would say 2. So you may be about 2 weeks away from him coming back too.
Yeah.
So some young guys got to step into that role.
He's been decent this year. I didn't like that addition of bringing him in, but he's been decent this year.
Yeah, he's a solid back end of the rotation guy. But
yeah, Perez he's a number 5. He's a number 5 guy. He looked really good last night. Just couldn't handle those. I mean, that Philly offense.
Tough lineup, and he's looked good since he came off the IL. I think he had 2 or 3 consecutive solid starts coming into the All-Star break. So we'll see. I don't know if you guys will buy or sell. I think they might just stand put with that Pirates roster coming. Yeah, that's deadline,
but they'll go get some like. I don't know. I want to see get a first baseman. My dream would be like Vlad Guerrero.
It's kind of tough with your pitching staff being a little bit depleted right now without Jared Jones, especially because I would look into flipping a guy like Perez, an older guy. Go send him to a team that's like really, really contending. Get him out the door and just see what you can bring in to kind of line up with that future that you have.
Yeah, someone like I don't even know, like Phillies to get rid of one of their back end guys. They'd give up a lot.
Yeah, throw them to the Astros, something like that. The M's maybe they're dealing with some injuries too. But it'll be interesting to see. Pirates in a prime spot. Who would have thought they would have meaningful baseball late in the summer or in the middle of the summer? So big game today, plus 140 money line. Let's get to the next one, but I like the over there.
I didn't realize that. So we already did talk about this, but I didn't know the records. If the Pirates win today, they have 50 wins. They're 50-48. Mm-hmm. If the Cardinals go 0-2, they'd be 50-48 as well. We'd have the same exact record.
Mm-hmm. Precisely. That's why it's very interesting.
Yeah, but they each still have a game tomorrow.
Yeah, which if you're 1 game back, that's fine going into a 3-game series. But this is just
you just gotta win the series. The series is in Pittsburgh too. That's big.
Yep.
But yeah, all right. We talked way too long about that Pirate game.
The poop
We
game.
Yeah, seriously, I did not expect to get that much out of that game. Over an American League game, the Baltimore Orioles heading to Texas to take on Max Scherzer and the Rangers. Rangers a home underdog in this one, plus 106, over under at 8. Orioles minus 124 on the money line, and the minus 1.5 is at plus 136. Which way are you leaning on this one?
Oh, I'm leaning Orioles for sure. I'm leaning -1.5. And Max Scherzer's been pretty stingy since he came off the injured list. But the one thing he doesn't do is go too deep into games. And I'm not confident in that Rangers bullpen. Grayson Rodriguez, after his rookie year last year, he's looking like a stud in that Baltimore rotation, kind of like he was when he was one of those top chip, the blue chip prospects for the Orioles. That whole team just coming together. They got guys like Kierstead jumping in. They got Holiday down in the minors. They just have so many young guys that
They
can
have so
step in, and
many,
they have
yeah.
the stud their top end players are just so good. I mean, 1 through 9 in that lineup, everybody can hit, everybody can make a play, a lot of speed, a lot of talent. And what's crazy is these Rangers have played awful. That World Series hangover really looming large. I think they're going to be sellers at the deadline. Maybe they move on to some big pieces. That would be interesting to see. I think they're pretty far out of it now. What's crazy to me is, remember opening day, we looked at those ticket prices. Rangers are the most expensive ticket in the league. Today, you can get a ticket against the Orioles in Texas for as low as $15. That's
Yeah,
crazy
that's
to me.
crazy.
Rangers supposed to be such a good team coming off that World Series win. Down in the dumps right now. I think the Orioles handle business. If there's any hope for the Texas Rangers, it would be with Max Scherzer on the mound. But I think he's going to get outdealt by the young star and Grayson Rodriguez. Give me the O's -1.5.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Especially yesterday, the Orioles came out the All-Star break. I mean, they didn't look good going into the All-Star break. They obviously responded very fast and got that kind of stigma off their back, coming out with a 9-1 win on the road. I look for them to pick up where they left off. I don't know if I don't know if I'll do the -1.5, but I lean on
A
the
lot of
Orioles to win
value,
this
but
game. Yeah,
yeah, I know it's a pretty low money line for the O's too. Like maybe I play it safe, but it's just so much value on that -1.5 for a team who can put up a boatload of runs.
yeah,
So
I
I know
definitely
the
yeah.
Texas Rangers missing some guys coming back too. They have Josh Young coming back soon. That's talented third baseman. That'll be nice to see. I think he's going to be later this month or early August. He's been on the shelf for a while. But other than that, I don't know. I think the Rangers are kind of dead in the water. I'd like to see them sell Max Scherzer. He's going to have to throw a gem today for them to be in contention.
Yeah. Your Boston Red Sox coming off a loss in LA. Game 2 tonight. Red Sox at Dodgers. Dodgers -142 on the money line. Red Sox +120. And the over-under at 9. Bayo versus Robleski. Where do you go here?
I like the Red Sox team total over today. A team that doesn't stay too far down this whole season. This Red Sox team, they usually bounce back well after a loss. Got kind of handled yesterday in that 4-1 L. Pavetta pitched pretty well, get the no
I mean,
decision.
a grand slam in the 8th inning won the game.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. Our only run came off of a solo shot by All-Star Game MVP Jarren Duran. So there wasn't too much offense to go around. Honestly, if I'm not a Red Sox fan, my favorite bet might be the regular game over. I know Bayo has high expectations. He had an up and down first half, but maybe he rights the ship coming out of the All-Star break, and he got that big contract coming in the year. He definitely has a potential to shut down a great lineup.
Was it his last start that he got shelled by Oakland?
I think that was 2 starts ago. I think he ended solid to end the break. Yeah,
Well,
maybe
no, you know what I'm talking about, when Oakland scored like
yeah,
16
two,
runs in Boston?
2 or 3 weeks ago. That's why it's an up and down year for him, but he's shown
Yeah.
glimpses of being great. So young. I know people reminded him of young Pedro last year, but I think the Red Sox are able to handle Robleski, a rookie making his start. Not even that high of a prospect. They got a lot of young guys pitching for these Dodgers right now with Kershaw, Buehler, and Bobby Miller back down to the Myers. A lot of guys on the shelf that they started the year with, but should be getting a lot of them back soon. I think the Red Sox offense, though, they've been hot when they lose, and they have a lot of power in those bats. Only putting up 1 run yesterday on a solo shot. I think they're able to get it today. They should have a 4.5, 3.5 run line total for the over today, and I love them hitting that against the
Yeah.
Rockies. I think we see a short outing from Robleski today. I'm going to say less than 4 innings. He might go 2.5, and the Red Sox put up a crooked number. But Bayo's got to quiet that strong Dodgers offense. So although I love that Red Sox fat money line, not my favorite play. I like the team total over. It's a safer play in my opinion.
I took the over 8.5 in this game yesterday. I was hoping the Red Sox could get me a couple more runs and tie that game late. They had guys on base in the 9th, couldn't get it done. I do think they bounced back today. I like the Red Sox to win this game. I like them +120 on the money line, basically for all the reasons that you said. They bounced back pretty well. Going up against a really good team in the Dodgers, I don't love the pitching matchup here. I think this definitely favors the Red Sox. It does scare me that, like I said, Bayo has gotten
Up and
shelled
down.
in starts up and down all year, but especially going up against a tough lineup. I think he'll be up to the task. I think that the Red Sox will get a win today, plus 120. I like that.
Yeah, I'd love to see them get that win today and then kind of set up the pivotal game 3. I know tomorrow night, what time are they playing? They're Sunday night baseball tomorrow night, and we got Cutter Crawford versus James Paxton, the former Red Sox last year. James Paxton, I know we're getting ahead of ourselves on the Sunday slate, but that's going to be a great Sunday night baseball game. Would love my Red Sox to win on the money line today to set up that game 3 pivotal. Cutter, he's been pitching great this year too. So Bayo, got to do your thing. Red Sox bats, get back to your hot form. Kind of rinse and repeat from yesterday, and take care of business against Robleski. Tough spot start for this young guy to get in against this Red Sox lineup, in my opinion.
Yeah. And then our last game of the day, 9:40 p.m. tonight, we have an AL West matchup with the Houston Astros going to Seattle to take on George Kirby and the Mariners. Mariners are minus 124 on the money line. The Astros plus 106 with an over/under at 7. Valdez versus Kirby. Which way are you going here?
I love this pitching matchup. I mean, it's so hard to bet against George Kirby because of how good he is. But
I
Framber
mean,
Valdez,
even 7 at the total is crazy.
yeah, Framber Valdez is in his spot. And oh, looky here. The Houston Astros now single-handedly own first. I know it's a tie record, but they own first place currently right now with the tiebreaker the way it goes against the Mariners. And you want to hear a crazy stat, Huff? The Astros are sitting at 51-46, Mariners at 52-47. The Astros run differential is plus 52 on the season. The Mariners is plus 16. And that Astros team's been hot. The winners of 6 of their last 10. They won yesterday against the M's to open the series. Meanwhile, the Mariners on the flip side winning 4 of their last 10, 4-game losing streak as well. You don't love to see that. They had a stranglehold on that AL West for a while. I think they were up like close to double digits on that, and now the Astros are back in the mix. They don't even have
the Astros were
Verlander
like
going
14
yet,
games
like
back,
Ronaldo.
and they're now in the first place spot in the AL West.
They're in the driver's seat, and they have their ace going tonight with Framber Valdez. I like the Astros here. I can't believe they're at that high of plus money. I know George Kirby's a great pitcher. I like the under here, but I like the Astros to get the job done. Give me that money line here. You're probably going to see that on my card for sure. I love them here to take sole possession of first place with a win today. What are you thinking about this one?
I don't know which way to go on this one. I kind of lean on the Astros. This is definitely a tough game. I really don't have a
Great
play on
matchup,
this one.
especially
Yeah, this is
tied too. How nice is it? Dead tie, and you have the 2 aces going at each other today.
I love Valdez. I probably lean on the Astros, but and that over under is a little too low for me to take the under, but um I lean on the Astros. I'll leave it at that. I don't really have
Good
much to say
value.
on this
Good
game.
value.
Yeah, it's you don't see them at plus money often this time, at least the past couple of weeks with how they've been playing. In a divisional matchup, they always little brother the Mariners. I definitely could see them win this game.
But the thing is, Framber Valdez, so he had that injury for a little bit. He's had an up and down year, kind of similar to Brian Bayo, but in a different fashion because he's a bona fide solid starting pitcher ace. The thing is, he's been bouncing back leading up to that All-Star break. He's had a much better last month. I think he keeps it going. And the other thing I look at is that Astros lineup is much better than that M's lineup. So if anybody's going to get after an ace today, I think it's them. I think both of these teams do add at the deadline. I wonder if you agree with that one. I think they both add pretty
Yeah.
drastically, too. They're both going
Yeah.
to get impact bats to add to their lineup. Maybe they both grab a first baseman. They're both lacking in that department. But I think this is the best game of the day. Great matchup. Love that they're tied for it. I got the Astros today on the money line. Going to be a great one. Jose Altuve. I know a lot of people hate on these Astros. I'm actually a pretty big fan of watching this team. I love when people hate against someone. I got to back that team, a little bit. That'll make everybody mad. But I think it's going to be a good game today. Give me the Astros. Yanier Diaz been hitting hot. They got Yordan Alvarez. That lineup's so deep, and they haven't even played up to their potential. I think they're one of the scariest teams in the league. Definitely a team you don't want to see in the AL in the playoffs, especially if you're the Yankees who are having a career year and they have high expectations. You do not want to see those Astros get into the playoffs and be in a driver's spot with a division lead.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a good matchup. I didn't realize these teams are tied right now.
Yeah, it's crazy how much that division's flipped, and it's pretty much a 2-man race now with the Rangers so far out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Rangers, I don't know. Last year, this was the 3-man race. The Rangers don't even compete.
5 games back. 5 games back. They're not dead in the water, but they're a little ways back.
Yeah. But any other games you want to touch on?
No, nothing too crazy. I know I'm wearing a Marlins hat, but again, I'm going to say this again like I do on every live stream. They're not going to win today, so we don't even need to talk about that game. Playing Mackey's Mets, they should be able to grab a win there. They're in the hunt, too, those Mets, so they got to keep pace out there. Just eager to see which teams add. So excited for it. Once we get close to that deadline, hopefully we have some breaking news on some moves. It's got to be coming soon, so 11 more days, I believe it is. So we'll see some stuff
31st.
come. Yeah, we'll see some stuff coming down the pipeline. But hopefully you tailed Huff and I's pick last week for the home run derby. We called out to Teoscar Hernandez to win that on the live stream, and he ended up taking it home at plus 1,200. Nutty. All-Star game hit that to a T. AL
Did
grabbed it.
I tell you my dumbass ended up betting in that?
What?
I had a $25 free bet. I was like, all right, I'll take Gunnar Henderson. This will be fun. Guy gets last place. I was like, dude, I suck at betting the Derby.
Yeah, you should have hit right-handed, I guess. But yeah, tough scene for the kid. He's more of a five-tool player than just a power bat. So that's why I like the Oscar.
I took him with the logic. I was like, he's not the power guy. He's more like he's not going to get tired guy. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell when all those big guys get tired.
Ozuna got tired quick.
But you could tell even Bohm was getting tired towards the end. Like,
yeah. Bobby Witt.
Yeah, it was a good derby. A lot of people were bitching about it. I hate the aspect.
I don't know if I like
derby.
the bonus round though. I don't like how you can take that many pitches in between because it lets you load up. You were talking about people being tired and stuff. There's like
it lets them. They can stand there for 10 pitches.
You should only be able to take 1 to 2 pitches in a row.
You shouldn't be able to go more than 3 consecutive pitches without swinging.
Yeah, exactly. Like they got to figure out a way to fix that. But I like the new format there. No more brackets, so it kind of leaves it wide open. Whoever's having a good home run derby.
Because what it should be is if you're standing there in the home run derby, you take 1, 2, 3 pitches. That's a strikeout. You just struck out. That's an out.
Yep, I agree. And it's not like the pitch is that bad. Like we know what you're doing. But you can't fault the players. They were playing within the rules, and it was.
They're playing for $1 million.
Yeah.
Like. They always act like no one cares about that. And like I make fun of Pete Alonso for how much he cares about that, but it's like, dude, you do get $1 million for one night's work. Like it's not
a shit ton of publicity. You're just rising your stock so much.
Yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez, what an underrated signing by the Dodgers.
Where was
this year.
he? Toronto with Vladdy?
Seattle. He was in Seattle last year.
Has he been with Toronto?
Yeah, he's been with Toronto in the past. That's why Vladdy was repping the jersey. I think
I was going to say, I remembered him with Toronto, and then I saw Vladdy wearing the jersey. I was like, okay, so he at least was on the Blue Jays at some point.
Yeah, let me just look at his career here. I believe he was – what a tough bat for the M's to lose last year too, huh?
So he was on the Mariners last year.
Yep.
I did not know that. I thought he was in Toronto his whole career.
Let's see.
Of course, guys in the MLB bounce around like before they even get good, so you don't realize how many teams they've played for.
Yeah, let's just see this Teoscar Hernandez one. I mean, this was just a great ad. Or no, he might have been with them last year. I thought he was with the M's.
I swear he was with the Blue Jays. I don't know about last year.
Do you want to know his deal he's on too? He's on a 1-year, $23.5 million deal.
And he's going to get like a 3-year, $100 million deal now. How young? He's not young, is he?
Let's see. Stats. No.
Is he like 30?
Yeah, last year he was on Seattle.
Okay.
His last year was Seattle. He had last year 3, 4, 5, 7, 6 or 7 years leading up to that. So bulk of his career
with
there,
Toronto.
But a big year with them. Yeah, big year last year with Seattle really got him that contract. And now he gets to bat in that lineup. It's just such a nice bat to add. They have those lefties in Freeman, Ohtani with his bats on the shelf. It's a nice one to add to that mix. And he goes underrated. Talk about hitting with protection. Teoscar Hernandez does that, and his numbers are proving it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's all I got as well. No other MLB games. Make sure you're staying tuned to the social media. We'll get some plays out there today for a Saturday slate. I know we didn't get anything out there yesterday. Trying to eye some of the. It's hard to call some of these games coming back from the All-Star break.
Yeah,
I know I took it light as well yesterday, but I went 1-1. Rockies with a big win. Your boy Quantrill. I trusted that theory.
I took the Rockies too.
Yeah, I trusted that.
Plus they were down 3. Did you hit that?
No, it was plus 128 when I got it.
All right.
Did you take them live? They were down 3-0.
Nope. You know what it was? It was the alternate run line I looked at. I didn't bet it, but they were plus 230 on the alternate run line.
Yeah, they would have hit that. They won 7-3.
And when I looked at it, they were down 3-0. Yeah.
They scored 7 runs in the second half of the game.
Giants team's weird, dude. That's a weird team.
Yeah. Today they have Webb going, so I will not be taking the Rockies again today.
No, it's only Quantrill. He's the only guy you can bet on.
Yeah.
But interesting, good hit on you.
Could you see them move? Could you see them trade him at the deadline?
You'd be selling high, big time. Former first round pick, I believe, or former top 10 potential of a pick.
That's someone that no one's talking about. He must be on like a big deal, and the Rockies are like, "Fuck it, we'll keep him."
That's like the one guy they need to keep. He's pretty young too. He's so solid. I mean, they don't
Yeah.
have any other bona fide
I like
aces.
not pitchers. I like what's the kid's name? Nolan Jones.
Yeah, Nolan Jones. He's had a tough year, honestly. He's
Yeah,
supposed
he
to be a
has.
lot. You know
I've
who's
tried
really
to
jumped? There's been two guys that jumped onto the scene for the Rockies this year: Ezekiel Tovar, the shortstop,
Tovar.
and then Brenton Doyle has
Yep.
jumped on the scene with a big
I
home
like
run
their
hit.
catcher too, Elias Diaz.
Yeah, he was on the shelf, I think, for a while, and he's come back.
Yeah.
He bats fourth. You don't see many catchers batting in the heart of the order, but he's right there.
Yeah.
In that park too, they get to inflate their numbers.
Literally, yeah. I've tried to pick up Nolan Jones a couple times in fantasy this year, and I've just been disappointed every time I've done it.
Yeah, he's so much expectations he can't get out of that bottom.
I
third
think
of the
one
order.
game he got me a triple, and that was it. Like that was the peak of it.
And he was supposed to be like a top 3 hitter for them, and now he's batting 7th and 8th every day. It's an unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not a good look. He needs to get out of that hole.
He needs a change of scenery.
Yeah.